Today's best love story is The Tailor's Apprentices, adapted by Leslie Lindecker, illustrated by Mike Jarosco. There once was a poor tailor who talked to the mice who lived beneath the floor as he sewed. "Someday, my friends," the tailor said, "my work will be rewarded. Until then, you must appreciate the snips that are too small for me to use." Someday came sooner than the tailor had expected, for just then the town's mayor visited the tailor's shop. The mayor was getting married and needed the tailor to make his suit. "With great pride, I will make you a fine suit," the tailor said. The tailor laughed. He danced around his shop. He called to the mice. "My little friends," the tailor said, "I am a lucky man. I am going to make the mayor's suit for his wedding day. I will find perfect pieces of green satin. I will find the most beautiful golden thread. I will find the finest lace in all the land." The mice giggled. If the tailor was lucky, they would be lucky too. The mice would have the best scraps of satin, the best bits of gold thread, and the finest snips of lace in all the world. The tailor measured and marked and measured again. He cut out the coat from the emerald cloth. "No waste on this fabric. Such a grand suit this will be, all stitched with gold," the tailor said. Soon the table was covered with pieces of coat and parts of vest. Everything was ready to begin sewing the emerald suit, except for one spool of golden thread. The tailor took off his glasses and rubbed his eyes. "We will begin in the morning, my friends," the tailor said. "It's too dark to sew tonight." The tailor walked out of his shop into the December night. He locked the door and put the key into his pocket. He shuffled up the rickety stairs to the room he rented above his shop. The tailor lived alone with his cat. As he unlocked the door, the cat meowed, meow, and rubbed against his feet. "Tomkin, old friend," the tailor said, "good luck is with us, but I am terribly tired tonight. I may have a touch of the flu." The tailor took a scrap of paper and made a list. "Tomkin," the tailor said, "please go to the store. We need a few things. We need a bottle of milk, we need a bit of bread, and I need a spool of golden thread for the mayor's new wedding suit." The tailor tied the list and his last dollar to Tompkin's collar. The old tailor crawled into his bed to get warm. Tomkin walked out into the cold night. He did not like the cold, but he did like a cup of milk to help wash down his supper. The tailor woke up to a tip, tip, tap. He looked around and saw his teacups and bowls turned upside down. He heard the tip, tip, tap again. The tailor got up, lifted a teacup, and out popped a lovely lady mouse. He looked under a bowl and found a handsome gentleman mouse. "I truly must be ill, for that mouse I saw was wearing a hat," said the tailor. The tailor turned over the teacups and bowls to find many little mice hopping and bobbing and running about in their finest clothes. The tailor talked to himself as he went back to bed. The little mice listened to the tailor as he muttered about the suit for the mayor. The mice squeaked and scampered away. Just then, Tomkin nudged open the door. He was not happy. He was cold and hungry. He jumped up on the table and dropped the sack he carried in his mouth, containing the bottle of milk, the bit of bread, and the spool of thread. Tompkins spied the overturned teacups and upturned bowls. With a snarl, he swatted a cup to the floor in search of the fat little mice. "Tompkin, is that you?" the tailor asked from his bed. "I hope you remembered to get my spool of golden thread." "What did you do with my mice?" Tompkin asked. "I worked all day to catch those mice. They were going to be my supper." Tompkin hunted through the room. He looked behind doors. He checked inside cabinets. He peeked under the bed. He listened for tiny footsteps. He listened for squeaks. Tompkin could not find a single mouse for supper. Tompkin was so angry he hid the spool of thread under a teapot. The tailor stayed in bed for several days, too sick to work. He had a terrible fever. He mumbled about the mayor's new suit and cried out with the need for a spool of golden thread. Tompkin meowed for the little mice that were lost, and he fed on the bit of bread and the bottle of milk he had fetched a few days before. It was the day before the mayor's wedding, and the town was beginning to celebrate. Tompkin went outside to find out what was going on. That is when he heard voices coming from inside the tailor's small shop. Tompkin leapt upon the window ledge and peeked into the shop. In the candlelight, Tompkin could see his little mice, the same ones the tailor had let go, singing and dancing and sewing. They were stitching the emerald coat with golden thread. They sang as they sewed lace to the vest. They danced about in mouse hats and mouse vests they had made from the scraps and ribbons and threads the tailor had left for them. The little mice sang to make the time go faster. See the little mice sitting down to sew. Kitty passed by and wanted to know, "What are you doing, my handsome little men? Making fine coats for gentlemen. Shall I come in and cut off your threads?" "Oh no, Kitty, you would bite off our heads." The singing mice made Tompkin hungry. Tompkin wanted mice and milk for supper. Tompkin tried to pull the latch on the door, but the key was in the pocket of the tailor's old coat. He settled down on the window ledge and watched as the little mice sewed the mayor's new wedding suit. Near dawn, Tompkin heard the mouse cry, "No more golden thread!" Tompkin jumped down from the window ledge and went up the steps to the tailor's tiny room. He found the tailor sleeping peacefully, without a fever. The cat got the spool of golden thread from the teapot and placed it upon the tailor's quilt. Tompkin curled up beside the tailor. "Tompkin, clever cat, you did get my thread," said the tailor. He jumped up from bed and hurried into his old coat. "It's the mayor's wedding day. What will the mayor do for his suit? There is not enough time." Tompkin led the tailor down to his shop. The tailor unlocked the door and threw it open. The mice had all scattered, but there on the table, where the tailor had left the pieces of satin and silk, was the loveliest emerald wedding suit he had ever seen. The suit was stitched with gold. The vest was trimmed with lace. Everything was finished, everything but one buttonhole. There was a scrap of paper pinned to the buttonhole which read, "No more golden thread," in tiny writing. The tailor finished the buttonhole with the thread Tompkin had bought. It was perfect. The mayor was very pleased. People came from far and wide to buy the tailor's fine suits. The tailor became very rich, and his cat Tompkin grew very fat. The end.